quality relationships mean everything. That understanding the needs of a human in different stages of their life is critical. And that when someone is not engaged for some reason, it's up to us to fix that. It's up to us to bring them something that is going to improve their quality of life. My role here at Bria is to make sure that the general managers at each site have the tools they need to provide a high quality of life to the residents who choose to live with us and who choose to make us their final home. And through that, I make sure that the resources are used effectively. I make sure that issues that arise are addressed as efficiently as possible. And make sure that people have an opportunity to be an active part of our communities. I would say the resident involvement. By empowering people to be an active part of the community just results in a very vibrant, happy place. So you're walking in and you're seeing life, you're seeing people moving and people engaging with each other. And I think that's critical, because when someone's making a choice to move in, it's very challenging. Many of them are coming from being alone at home, and having an environment where they can see that there's life, that there's a lot to live for, and a vibrancy, and the development of relationships. That's what we've been trying to really work for over the last couple of years, is to make sure that the engagement level and the active communication with everyone, families, residents, is there, so that the information is available when they want it and they know where to get it. One of the greatest challenges, but also greatest rewards, is shifting towards a more concierge type model of service, so that the needs of the senior are so unique that it's like an a la carte. You tell us what you want and it's up to us to make that happen for you, rather than just saying this is what we provide and these are the walls in which you can have things. Our goal is to almost force them for us to really stretch what we do, so that the things that they need for their individual quality of life is something that we strive to obtain for them. It can be something small, like having a courtesy vehicle to take them up to their doctor's appointment at the last minute versus having to worry about a cab. Developing relationship with Uber, so that maybe that's an alternative form of transportation that we would pay for if the van's not available. To bigger things like, we really want you to invest in putting a proper theater in the site so that we can watch movies on the big screen. So every little request that we get, we have to right away say, okay, well, how are we going to make this happen? Can we make this happen? How will you help us make this happen? We're very transparent with our communication. Our website is very dynamic. We have found that by providing up-to-date real information on our website, that's a place where people could go, in particular families. With our owner, Century Group Lands Corp is the owner of Bria Communities, along with a private wealth management company. And part of the philosophy around the development of Bria is looking at multi-generational and integrated opportunities for community to come together. So when we're looking at new Bria sites, we want to be in an area that's accessible. We want to be in an area that's easy for seniors, senior friendly. So maybe a senior friendly community where they're looking at sidewalks and they're looking at how seniors move in the community. And it's really important for us to be able to have the opportunity to build where there might be mixed use projects. So there might be commercial space, there might be a childcare, there might be family housing, and all of that is integrated and thought about when we start thinking about a new Bria community. So that you're living in a bigger, you're part of a bigger piece of the pie. You're part of a bigger picture. Our owner, Sean Hodgins, is very passionate about making sure that people feel connected to one another. It's very important for us to have food as part of our programs, as part of our developments. So some of the Century Group developments will have farming included, and we as Bria will be utilizing the produce that's procured in the farm to bring into our own community. So we have farm to table food, and that's going to be close by, because it's really important for us to be in an environment where we can have community around us and feel like we're a part of something. The Bria Cuisine program has a lot of elements in it. It's about fresh foods. It's about introducing new foods to residents who may never have heard it before. So if we can find a new vegetable, a watermelon radish as an example, that no one's ever heard of, and what does that mean, and what does that taste like? Part of our programs that we run with the Bria Cuisine and on the recreation teams is introductions to new foods, and then we're going to try this on our menu. And it's the involvement of residents in things like putting together a plate, and what does that taste like, and does it taste better than it looks, and why doesn't it, getting residents involved in the decision making around what they want to eat and why they eat it. And so the chefs are really I've given them, they've got great budgets, and if it's going to be spending money on doing a tasting, a wine pairing program, or bringing in new foods and doing presentations about what this stuff is, then they get to do that. One of the important things is quality for us, and so it's critical to make sure that even though the recipes might be different at each site, depending on what the residents like or ask of the chefs, the type of oven that they use will help produce mass amounts of food at that quality level, where the chefs are focused more on presentation, menu building, versus looking at the timer and checking things in an oven. So just something simple like having a smart oven is going to make the lives easier and make the food quality a lot better. This responds to addressing choice and addressing the ability to be and remain independent. You're no longer sitting down and looking at 3 or 4 items on a menu and you're stuck with that and you don't have any other choice. You have to change and add a la carte items. If there's something that someone doesn't like, you're not going to get a frozen TV dinner out of the oven. You're going to get something freshly made. The options are there. The change that's happened in the industry over the last couple of years is really about making sure that that person's needs are met through food. It might be their only social time of the day. So the environment has to be comfortable. The choices need to be expansive and options available. Who you're dining with needs to be, we try to really get to know the resident, and then be able to help pair them with someone who they might develop a new friendship with. It's important for us when someone moves in that they're going to be eating and spending their time in the dining room with people who they can communicate well with, that have similar interests as them, that they enjoy that experience with, because it's not only the food, it's the social aspect of eating and coming together, breaking bread. That's critical, especially if people aren't interested in group activities or other kind of recreational things. The whole social piece around eating is critical. As a daughter, I'm helping my mom look for independent living communities. She has certain particular tastes. She's younger than the people that are currently living in Bria right now, but it's it's younger adults, it's the children of the people moving in that are asking questions around what they might like. Oh, I would love to have that. We often joke about, having a sushi bar because the boomers that are coming into our homes in the next 5 years or so are going to want, they have a more refined palate, and they are going to have expectations that we aren't providing right now. So we have to look to those people that are 10 years younger and understand what their needs are going to be, so we can slowly integrate those options and choices. And it's really going to be, again, about choice and flexibility and different options for dining and different options for programs and activities, and accessing resources within and within your community and in the greater community at large. I know when we build another Bria, every room is going to have a concierge tablet where they can easily, at a one touch, be able to call reception and have a voice conversation rather than trying to go to a phone, or request a service through the tablet, being able to ask for a light bulb change, or being able to ask certain things, whereas right now it's a physical picking up the telephone or calling the reception center, who have to create a work order, and then maintenance comes, and it's a process. But being able to have the flexibility to ask for services, ask for assistance, just by one touch, is going to change and transform how we do things. It's also going to give us really good indicators as to what the needs of the people living with us are. We've done some research with some different universities around artificial intelligence and robots, in terms of companion robots. And we really feel that the human person, is what's going to give the best service. We're not saying that technology or the use of companion robots aren't a piece of having a more robust quality of life, but I don't see robotics really replacing anything that we do. It's more enhancing what we do. It comes right down to employee satisfaction. Are they engaged? Are they satisfied with their work environment? If it's the same thing as how we engage the residents. If your workstation is not effective for you, what can we do to change it? You tell us your ideas, you tell us your thoughts, you tell us what works and what doesn't work. And again, it's the development of strong interpersonal relationships, so that the person trusts that their idea is heard, or there's no bad idea, so let's talk about it and let's walk through it together. Employee engagement is critical, and employee satisfaction is critical. And if we don't have engaged staff through our leadership, then they're not going to engage the residents. So it's really comes in how we approach problem solving, how we approach satisfaction with employees, who in turn will be much happier employees, who in turn will be providing a much happier, robust opportunity for the residents that they're serving. Quality relationships mean everything. That understanding the needs of a human in different stages of their life is critical. And that when someone is not engaged for some reason, it's up to us to fix that. It's up to us to bring them something that is going to improve their quality of life. And throughout this past year, we've seen some of those things, and we can't ignore that, and we can't ignore loneliness and frailty and fear of being sick, and that's part of our obligation. It's part of our commitment to making sure that even if you are making a choice to live in a more isolated way, that you're still going to get your meal to your room, and it's going to be awesome. and you're still going to get visits from us one-on-one, and you're going to still be involved and engaged socially, but it's going to be the way you want it to be. And that choice, and us supporting that choice, whether we agree with it or not, is what we have to continue to provide to the people we serve. When I see people that are happy, when I see people that are engaged in the community, seniors, when I walk into any of the Bria communities and I see that vibrancy, that's exciting. That shows me that the programs that we're implementing, it shows me that what we're providing are working. When people come to meetings that and are speaking up and are engaged, and feel comfortable and confident as they age, that's exciting. And I love new technology. That's exciting. Just being able to install active screens that show people what's happening throughout the day versus wasting paper, photocopying posters, having dynamic visual boards, and seeing people look at them and understand and read them. That's exciting. That's people being engaged, and seeing older adults learning new skills like computer skills, which has been critical this past year. It's really exciting because I think some people think that you get to a certain age and you can't learn anymore. Well, it's such a false statement that people don't have a craving and a desire and a need to be continual learners and grow themselves throughout their whole life.